I graduated from University of Illinois in the mid-year, January of 1966, and received a draft notice 10 days later. And so I decided to enlist because I had a college degree, and they had what they called the College Option OCS program. And if you joined up, you could pick your branch. And so I joined up and picked my branch, and ever since I was a little kid, I loved tanks. So I picked armor as a branch. It was commissioned in 1967, February of 1967. What I got was a tour that everybody wanted in Germany. And I joined a tank battalion in Gelnhausen, Germany. And then I rose to the rank of first lieutenant, but became a company commander, tank company commander. So I was in Germany and in a long tour, and decided I wanted to go to Vietnam, not so much for patriotic reasons, but actually because I wanted to experience it. And so I put in for a transfer and was turned down. So I ultimately wrote my senator. I was from Chicago, and my senator was Senator Everett Dirksen. And I got a response from his office almost immediately. And they said, "Oh, absolutely." And I received orders 30 days later. And so I joined as a tank platoon leader. I joined the 82nd Airborne. I ended up commanding Echo Company of the 505 Infantry in the 82nd Airborne. The entire battalion was sent south and after Tet to provide security initially for Tan Son Nhut Air Force Base. And then actually we ended up in an area just northwest of Saigon, and there was a big marsh there, and there was a lot of Viet Cong activity there. But almost every night we sent patrols into this marsh, and because that was a primary infiltration route into Saigon. And these were small units, a squad. Generally, my company, an infantry company, had a couple hundred soldiers in it, but there was very rarely ever a couple hundred soldiers. We generally operated with about 80 soldiers in the field. And so we would send out 10 to 15 man patrols at night. The problem of soldiers being high on drugs was a continuing problem. And I remember one particular time, we were inside the fire base, and a soldier was totally stoned and was cleaning his weapon, an M16. And he jammed, I'll never forget this, he jammed the butt of the rifle on the ground, and it went off. And he was holding it in his hand, and he jammed it on the ground, and it went off, a full automatic. And it shot his hand off right in front of me. As an officer, I found myself not trying to get too close to the soldiers that were in my company. I saw my job as trying to run the company and the day-to-day of it. I didn't get too close to anybody. I came home and actually traveled in uniform back. I processed out at Fort Dix, and then flew to Chicago, and had a terrible series of experiences while I was traveling, because there was a great deal of anti-war sentiment, and I had people say really nasty things to me, and lots of other soldiers did too. As I got home and became a civilian, and really did not talk about the war at all. I think my lasting impression was not so much of the horror of war, it was the waste of war.